All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another AJAXCAST. Episode 6 has came and gone, and now we're going to do our previews and prediction for Episode 7 based off of what we've seen so far. We don't think there's going to be too big of a time skip since they are going to have Lena's funeral. The titled episode is called Driftmark, so we see within the little clips that they're in Driftmark for Lena's funeral. She's doing a burial by sea, or they put her in like this cool little coffin. It's this nice wooden carving coffin, and it resembles her pretty well, I think, at least. But yeah, there's a lot of shit that goes down in like the 50 seconds of a clip we get. So what are some of y'all's predictions?
Well, excusing the blurry screenshots, there are a few things that I made out that intrigue me a bit. So obviously in the last episode, we know Aemon doesn't have a dragon, right?
Yep.
And we do know someone ends up stealing Vhagar from this preview. Now, we don't know who, but all I can say is there are only two current people out there with Targaryen blood in them that don't already have a dragon. And one of them just told that guard that the dragon got stolen. So I'm thinking Aemon is probably going to end up riding Vhagar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Steals Vhagar, which based off what we talked about in our last Ajax cast, is that he's going to get a little psycho. I mean, he's gone down the dragon pit a few times. He's going to be, like, off the chain. Like, the dude, I think, is going to end up being fearless. Maybe, hey, when he steals Vhagar, that's how he loses his eye? Could it be something like that? Because Vhagar's got all those damn spikes on him, dude. Or she has all those spikes on her, and she's massive. She's just a beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
biggest dragon in that is alive right now.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see that Otto Hightower is making his return into I guess back into King's Landing, and then he's got the Hand of the King pin on, and then we see more of Larys, and obviously I think Viserys is going to get even sicker, so kind of what we were talking about earlier, you know.
So yeah, that's what I think. I don't know if it's going to happen in this episode or in the next, maybe the one after that or whatever, but Viserys is definitely going to be dying.
Yeah, and I don't know how he's still alive.
Leaving and going to Dragonstone, that's just going to leave Alicent, and she will go ahead and appoint Aegon as king, I think.
Yeah,
and Otto will be the hand, and that will officially start the war.
Yeah, because we saw, we already saw her starting to control Viserys a little bit. So even if he's on his deathbed, she doesn't necessarily have to claim anyone as king. She can sit there and pretty much just rule, like she's already starting to do. Like, she's already starting to call a lot of the shots. Like, she sits at the table, she sits there, and, like, Viserys is her bitch. She does what she wants, and then he kind of follows.
I mean, we've already kind of seen how this played out in the original Game of Thrones, too, because remember, Robert Baratheon outright said who he wanted to be heir, and it wasn't any of his kids because he knew they weren't his. And Cersei just tore up the proclamation like she didn't care. Exactly. And that's all that ended up happening. So I think we're going to see something similar play out, but I will go ahead and predict this. I don't think he's going to die next episode. I think the way they're going to play it is the end of the season is when the Civil War is going to happen. I think this entire first season is just set up. But I think as soon as he dies, Civil War is going to break out. Yeah. And so these next few episodes, I think we're going to see his health continue to decline a bit. Mm-hmm. And then the last episode is going to be when he dies and the Civil War officially kicks off.
Yeah, in each episode, we're going to see Alicent get a little more crazy and, eventually become full psycho. I mean, we see clips in here of her holding a dagger, trying to stab somebody, and then Rhaenyra's even bleeding, like you set up in here. And that could be from Alicent, or who knows what else it is,
Yeah, I guess the question too is, who does Alicent lunge at with that dagger? Like, is she going to go after Rhaenyra, or is she going to go after one of Rhaenyra's kids? Like, obviously, I don't think any of us expect Rhaenyra to die this next episode, but Alicent is going to do something drastic. Because at the very end of this preview, you see Rhaenyra talking to someone, I assume it's Alicent, saying, now they know who you are.
Now basically. They see you as you truly are.
Exactly.
And then
I assume she's talking about Alicent.
Also, we see Laenor pissed off, and he has his sword. So maybe Alicent goes after one of their kids, and then Laenor, actually being a dad, comes in and tries to off somebody,
Well, I don't even know if that's just him being pissed off because when I grabbed that screenshot, it was from a scene where he was actually fighting somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe it's during the theft attempt of Vagar too,
Oh, that'd
because
be
one of these other screenshots too that I took was a fight in a stairwell that looks like it's leading down to a dragon pit. So I think we're going to be able to see we're going to see some scenes involving the theft of Vagar the dragon, and I'm really interested to see who actually steals him. Because while I think Aemon might eventually ride him, I don't know if that kid has it in him to go and steal the biggest dragon in Westeros right now.
yeah, exactly.
It might be someone else does it for him, hoping to win some favor with him later on.
Yeah, and then what do y'all think we could see from Otto Hightower in this episode?
Scheming, scheming, and more scheming. He's
Mhm.
going to be working in the background. I mean, Otto is kind of one of my favorite characters already, just because I love the politics of Westeros, and that guy seems like a political genius at
Yeah,
this point. So I'm really interested to see what direction they go with him in the next episode. Obviously, he's going to be aligned with Alicent, but I'm curious to see how he treads that line between, being too partial to Alicent to compromise his integrity entirely in Viserys' eyes, while still, being on her side, right?
yeah, for sure. Also, I think we're going to see the strong bond of Daemon and Rhaenyra start to come together. They're finally going to start to come full circle, and maybe even unite as one towards the end of the season. I don't think anything will happen between them in this episode. Like they'll be reunited for the first time in whoever knows how long. But if there's anything big for Daemon coming up in this episode, all I think it is he's definitely going to be going for them toes. Daemon's been all about them toes this whole season,
He's got a
and
necklace of toes by the end of the series.
yeah. But who are y'all most excited for, or what's the thing you're most excited to see, other than obviously the dragon getting stolen? Is there like a certain character, or something you guys are like pumped to see in this next episode?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm really excited to see Otto Hightower come
I am
back. I
too.
thought he was one of the strongest cast members in the earlier episodes. You didn't really see him at all in this past episode, so I'm excited to see him come back.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for Otto to come back. I'm also excited for Damon to possibly, get a fire lit under his butt, go full on rage like we saw him on the beach defeating all the crab feeders and everything.
Mhm.
So, I'd like to see a little more of that, Damon. Maybe he'll start to come back out to play in just a little bit, but yeah. Other than that, is there anything
Now,
else you guys want to say?
I just want to point out that I think it's hilarious to me that we saw all these casting changes and then Damon just looks the exact same after 10, 15 years time skip.
Dude, those toes, they keep him from
Exactly.
aging.
They
Yeah,
give him
he-
youth.
They give him youth. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all the love and support we've got as of late. If you haven't already, check us out on Spotify and check us out on all of our other social medias. And we will see y'all next time. Peace.